Cheers guys, happy holidays and welcome to Uncle Scott's Pancast. In the old Pancast today, we're going to unbox this guy. We're going to talk a lot about frying pans, got a lot of questions, viewer mail to answer, frying pan questions. We're going to talk a little bit about these Kramer knives and more. Let's get started. Matter of fact, let's jump in with a carbon steel pan question. John Wick, presumably not the action movie star, wrote in and asked, is it okay for your seasoning on a carbon steel skillet to make spaghetti sauce? Can you make spaghetti sauce in a carbon steel skillet? No, you can't. One of the things you shouldn't do in your carbon steel is use acidic ingredients. Tomatoes are acidic, and if you cook tomato sauce, if you're reducing down tomatoes and boil that 15, 20, 30 minutes, that's really going to eat away at your seasoning. So I would not make spaghetti sauce in a carbon steel skillet. Let's see, a month or two ago, I reviewed this Demeyere Proline Atlantis frying pan, gave it a thumbs up. And I mentioned that it has a Silvinox surface on there. Genius Pharmacist wrote in with some information on that Silvinox. And he reminds us that Silvanox is not a coating. He says it's a surface treatment, technically called passivation, and removes any iron from the surface of the alloy to enhance the chromium and nickel corrosion and stain-resistant properties of stainless steel. So Silvanox, not a coating, but a treatment, which is actually kind of nice to know for those pan enthusiasts of us around here. Let's see, both Mark Mays and Yassine wrote in complaining about me leaving the faucet running in these videos when I'm cleaning pans. Am I wasting water? Similarly, one of my wife's first nags of the day generally is when I get up in the morning and brush my teeth, I leave the faucet running. Am I wasting water? No, I say. Now we are in a historic drought here in Utah, and the water I'm using though is in the plumbing system. So what I like to do is leave that faucet running, get that water out of the plumbing system and back out into the environment where it can do some good as quickly as possible. Shout out here for copper cookware. Now we love copper cookware around here, but oftentimes it is a luxury. You don't always need that superior performance of copper. Oftentimes a good thick aluminum core or stainless steel pan will get you pretty darn close. This time of year though, my wife starts making candy, and that copper cookware really is important here. Here she's making some peanut brittle. Got the old candy thermometer on there, and look at this vat of peanut brittle. Now she often remarks that I need to lose a few pounds, and then she makes a vat of peanut brittle. What is up with that? I don't know, but I've resolved just to go ahead and get fat over the holidays, and we'll start a diet in January. Okay, let's open this guy up. This is an Emile Henri, or Henry, depending on your love of bad French pronunciation. Tagine. If you've never seen one of these before, I'd seen them online. I'd never used one before. My wife actually got me this as an anniversary present. This year's material was clay, I believe. So this is an earthenware clay tagine. And these are from kind of the North Africa, Morocco, Middle East, probably getting that a little bit wrong, type region. And they act kind of like a Dutch oven. Now I've never cooked in one. This is brand new to me. But you got the base here, and you put your food in there, and you put this conical lid on there, and you use this kind of as a slow cooker. Interestingly, I was reading the directions, and we always talk about seasoning carbon steel around here. You know, you kind of bake on that layer of oil. This one you have to boil milk. Boil milk in this thing to get it ready to cook. So I've never done that before. This will be an upcoming video on this thing specifically, but here's what it looks like outside at the moment. And I'm really looking forward to using this thing and doing some sort of slow cooked beef or chicken, some hearty food. So, and one thing I like about things like a tagine or something like a paella pan, To the extent that cookware can be inspirational, it kind of inspires me and gets me fired up about learning recipes and cooking skills and, you know, foods from around the world, something I might have never tried before. And I'm not really trying to appropriate anyone else's culture. I am, however, trying to appropriate a delicious dinner. So look for a tagine video coming up soon. Let's see, the other day I put up a video called Kramer Knife Opinions, talking about the 6-inch Kramer chef's knife primarily, along with some other Kramers. British Bro Dog wrote in and said he disagrees with everything I said in the video. You been talking to my wife? But that's okay though, it was an opinion piece, and when we talk about cookware, there are lots of differing opinions, and no one is right and wrong, and it's okay to completely disagree. Hijack2890 wrote in and said he thinks in that video I nailed the differences between the carbon steel and the stainless steel. He likes both, and his solution is to have a bunch of different types of knives, have a bunch of both stainless steel and carbon steel knives. This brings up a point here. You always hear these chefs on TV, they always have these videos talking about what kind of knives do you need. They always say you only need 3 knives. You need a big chef's knife, kind of a utility knife, and a paring knife. You only need 3 knives. Hogwash, I say. I need all kinds of knives. I need bread knives, I need butter knives, I need steak knives, I need chef's knives. I like having dozens and dozens of knives. It makes me feel good, and I feel like I can pick the exact optimized tool for any type of cutting tasks. So 3 knives, hogwash. Lots of knives, thumbs up. Now for me, just more Kramer knife opinions. I would not make a 6-inch chef's knife my go-to chef's knife. Maybe if you have really small hands, it might be okay, but I prefer the 8, and I really prefer a 10-inch chef's knife. But when you need a shorter knife, I think this one does okay. I'm not overwhelmed by this knife. I think it's good. I think it's solid. I'm not jumping up and down about it, but it's okay. And someone pointed out in the video, I forgot to mention what I paid for the knife. I mentioned I got this on sale. I paid right at $120. And I think that's okay. I think it's solid for a knife of this quality, for a Kramer knife. Pretty decent price, but nothing to jump up and down and scream about. Okay, I'll try to do another pan cast before Christmas. In the meantime, you guys have happy holidays. Hope you're eating some good food and having a good time with family. A little bit of a somber ending here. We want to raise a mug to Mike Leach and his family. Sorry to hear about Mike Leach's passing. I think the college football world and the world in general is really going to miss Mike Leach. So we miss him and wish the best for his family in these circumstances. See you guys again next time on Uncle Scott's Pancast.